Good morning, teacher. In this opportunity, we are talk about our company. We are the 12th group. Well, the name's company is Food with Love. The mission is inspire more families to gather around a table from the healthiest way in which they prioritize health and family harmony. Develop links between our restaurant and collaborators, target audience, and the development of our restaurant in the impact of family and social union. The vision is unite families with the strong ties of love around a table in a unique and incomparable way. The goals for short term, daily up to 6 months are look for the strategic place to be able to locate the business, establish the business with efficient and effective personnel, set daily sales goals to achieve monthly objective, offer workers and commission for selling innovative dishes with a higher cost or strategy, follow up for a whole month to know which days it sells the most, start building a portfolio of frequent clients, sell innovative dishes, so provide a warm and harmonious environment to both customer and employees, have a recreational environments for children, and finally significantly improve sales after 3 months of opening. The goals for long term, approximately 5-10 months, are a position in the market as a solid company, achieve the recognition and preference of your target audience, consolidate and imagine a brand in the restaurant market, extend the brand through franchises, transmit to clients the values and social objectives of the company, keeping the initial clients satisfied and with a special treatment to keep them or strategy. And the seven is extend strong negotiation ties with suppliers, become an important source of work, obviously, expand the list of satisfied suppliers and help them with their personal projects. And the last is keep employees trained with the latest trend in cooking, marketing, advertising, and sales. Well, competitor analysis. The main competitor of our restaurants could be the establishment fast food. The strengths are efficiency in the production of your final product, combinable, innovative, doesn't have a specific time or age to be marketed, and the weaknesses are two. The first is high in carbohydrates and saturated fat, and the last is few spaces to be consumed. Well, they work efficiently and very quickly to offer a product in a short time to the consumer. They tend to launch their products jointly, such as a drink and side dishes, and suitable for all members of a family. Well, pest analysis, the political, the part of duty, we are asked what are the types of tariff. Well, there are two types of tariffs: ad valorem and specific tariffs. From the combination of them, the mixed tariff is generated. Well, the valorem tariff is calculated as a percentage of the value of the CIF import, that is of the import value that includes cost, insurance, and freight. And the specific tariff is the one that calculates how a certain amount of monetary units per unit of import value. The mixed tariff is one that is made up of an ad valorem tariff and a specific tariff. Well, about type of government, the Peruvian state, which conceptually is the legacy organized Peruvian nation, is the entity that exercises the government in the Republic of Peru. The structure of the state is defined in the political constitution of Peru approved by referendum promulgated at the end 1993 and in force since January 1st, 1994. In the political constitution of Peru, it is established that the Republic of Peru is democratic, social, independent, and sovereign. Its government is unitary, representative, and organized according to the principle of separation of power, exercised by unitary state. About the perception of corruption regarding the institutions that make up the judicial system according to the INEI 2020, in the period October 2019, March 2020, 73.1% indicated that they didn't trust the public ministry. 82.3% distrust the judicial power. 72.1% states that they don't trust the anti-corruption prosecutor office, and 66.6% say they don't trust the high-level anti-corruption commission. So unlike the period July to December 2019, in which 73% of those surveyed indicated that they didn't trust the public ministry. 82.1% distrust the judicial power, and 71% say they don't trust anti-corruption attorneys office, and 67.4% say they don't trust the high-level corruption commission. So which shows us that there have been no substantial changes regarding the low levels of truth in the institution of the judicial system in both periods. Well, about the trade agreements of Peru, and the trade agreement between Peru and the United Kingdom, the agreement entered into force on December 31, 2020. This agreement incorporates by reference the trade agreement with the European Union, making only modification to ensure the operation of the new agreement and the community of the preference that currently apply to the commercial relationship between Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru with the United Kingdom. About Peru-Australia Free Trade Agreement, the Peru-Australia FTA entered into force on February 11, 2020, and is one of the most ambitious bilateral trade agreements that Peru has signed. It should be noted that the FTA includes a chapter on small and medium enterprise, SMEs, SMEs, I'm sorry, and development, competitiveness, and business facilitation. Well, about Peruvian Colombian customs cooperation agreement, exchanges of notes between the Republic of Peru and the Republic of Colombia for the withdrawal of tariff subheadings from the common tariff established in the annex of the modified protocol of Peruvian Custom Cooperation Agreement. And about the WTO Trade Facilitation Agreement on February 22 in 2017, the Agreement on Trade Facilitation, AFC, of the World Trade Organization, the WTO, entered into force. Its importance lies in the fact that it established measures focused in providing transparency to regulation related to foreign trade, streamlining and simplifying the procedures related to the dispatch of merchandise, reducing obstacles to the flow of merchandise, and generated equity in the decision of the control entities. Well, about environmental policy, the national environmental policy is based on the principles contained in the general environmental law, and additionality on the following principles. Well, about this, the first is transsectorality. The cross-sectoral nature of environmental management implies that the action of public authorities with environmental competencies must be coordinated and articulated at the national, sectoral, regional, and local levels in order to ensure the development of integrated, harmonious, and synergistic action to optimize your results. And the second is cost-benefit analysis. Public action must be considered the analysis between the resources to be invested and the expected social, environmental, and economic returns. The third is competitiveness. Public action in environmental matters should contribute to improving the country's competitiveness with the framework of socioeconomic development and the production of the public interest. And the next is management by results. Public action must be oriented towards result-based management and include incentive and sanction mechanism to ensure adequate compliance with the expected results. So the next is legal security. Public action must be based on clear rules and criteria that are coherent and consistent over time in order to ensure predictability, trust, and gradualism in environmental practice. And the last is continual improvement. Environmental sustainability is a long-term objective that must be achieved through progressive, dynamic, and permanent efforts that generate incremental improvements. Well, public private cooperation joint effort should be fostered between public action and tools of the private sector, including civil society in order to consolidate common objective and share responsibility in environmental management. Well, uh, my classmate Camila Saldaña next to presentation.
Well, continue with economic. The inflation, we have that the economic authorities of Peru project that the Andean country will reach an inflation rate of between 1.7% and 2.1% during this year, and that the consumer price index in 2022 will be between 2 and 2%, 0.2%. The Central Reserve Bank indicated in a statement that in all cases, inflations during these 2 years will remain within the target range, setting the country from 2017 between 1% and 3%. The agents of the financial system estimate it at 1.7% this year and 2% next year. According to the official report, the Andean country had an average monthly inflation rate of 0.16%, a result that maintained the stable trend of recent months. Despite the negative impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which will cause a drop close to 12% of the national GDP, according to the official estimates. And economic growth, we have that the International Monetary raised the Peruvian GDP growth project for this year from 7.3% to 9%, according to the latest report from multilateral organization. Thus, Peru will lead the economy recovery of Latin America. According to the IMF, the Peruvian economy has experienced a contraction of 12% in the year 2020, but it presents the most optimistic outlook in Latin America. And in interest rates, we have that Peru has lowered in interest rate by 1 point from 0.25% to 0% per year. To calculate labor costs in Peru, it will depend on which of this category the company is in, depending on your sales levels and other requirements that you will certainly have met. In social, we have the population growth that is in the intercensual period from 2007 to 2017. The total population of the country increased by 3,016,621 inhabitants. That is a growth of 10.7% with respect to the total population of 2007. The labor market trends is regarding the job market during the 5 years period from 2008 to 2012. The coverage of placement has improved notably, is understood as the number of people who manages to fill a job vacancy, compared to the total of the later since in the year 2008. In education, we have actual states that various investigations recognize an adequate education infrastructures it relate to increase in the academic interest of students and the motivation of teachers in addition to reduce of school absence and disciplinary problems. In technology, we have to introduce a new product like make vegetarian low calorie, carbohydrate and diet dishes. Make personalized buffets for special events. In this way, the client is treated more closely and individually. Introduce to the restaurant combos for special events, such as birthdays, weddings, parties, promotion, graduation, etc. In these combos, you will be bring everything you need in terms of main dishes and cakes to carry all out kinds of events. And the new technologies and services, we can create a virtual store of the restaurant where all available products, price, and ingredients are displayed. Have a delivery service for home delivery when they purchase via online or by phone call. Have a group, the SWOT analysis. The marketing strategy is market segmentation, because as it's not possible to serve all consumers, we must focus on a specific market sector. The characteristic of our consumers are usually people between 25 to 60 years old. And their needs are a quiet place where they can talk and eat. Their desires are good food, good flavor, and big space. The market targeting. After a market study, we decide to focus on families, so that in the way they find in our restaurant a harmonious place where they can spend pleasant moments. And the differentiation and positioning is treatment. What will differences us from the competition is the treatment of customers, the taste of the food, and the benefits from their preference. There will be promotions for both regular and occasional customers. What differentiates us from other is the experience that we provide. With a spacious, well-decorated room, with all the comforts such as a waiting room, bathroom, Wi-Fi, sharing area, etc. We will put a fair and accessible price on our products without lowering the quality. Thank you.